Hi, this is Gina Versa. I'm at Japan World Heroes Convention for Waffle Press Podcast. I'm here with Matt Frank, who worked 6 years on IDW's Godzilla. You did Rulers of Earth, which is a great comic.
Thank you.
You did Mars Attacks.
That's it.
Well.
Yep.
Cool. How you doing, Matt?
I'm doing good. I'm here at Japan World Heroes, like you said, and it's been a lot of fun. It's been a nice little show. A good first year, I think, for the show. I think it's only up from here.
So Matt, just kind of jumping right into it. I know you're a big Godzilla fan. Can you talk a little about just drawing Godzilla,
Well, I mean, I've been drawing the character since I was a kid, and I think the comic that made the biggest impact on me as far as my art style goes is Ricardo Delgado's Age of Reptiles, which is a great little book from Dark Horse. I think they've done like 3 volumes of it by now, but it's or maybe 4. They've done a lot. And it's a really fun, well-made series, but the dinosaurs, at least in the original series, were super expressive and just had a lot of emotion in their faces. And I think it's because Delgado also works a lot in animation and film. So that had a big impression on me, as well as, Art Adams and Shiji Nishikawa and a lot of other artists. And so, as a result, I really wanted my monsters to be very expressive and to have character, and for you to be able to see what they're feeling, since they don't talk. So as a result, you need to be aware of what they're thinking.
Yeah. Who would win? Okay, so who would win in a fight? Firstly, Legendary or Shin Godzilla?
That's a really interesting question. I don't have a definitive answer because it depends on. I think it really is a question of whether or not Legendary Godzilla's fighting experience can trump Shin Godzilla's ability to adapt and evolve to whatever it is that he's fighting. So it's just a question of how that would go, and I think it would be really fun and interesting. But I don't really care who wins. I just think it would be an interesting story and an interesting fight.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
And just kind of talking about Shin Godzilla. I believe you really dug the movie.
I did.
A lot of fans were, I wouldn't say disappointed, but just a little bit let down with Legendary Godzilla. A little bit, yeah.
I'd say it's kind of has 50-50. I think the majority of them like the movie, but I mean, just my experience.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
How would you say, what to you really was worked in Shin Godzilla that, fans, kind of accepted the film?
The Shin Godzilla is a really interesting film because it's kind of purely distilled. It's a pure distilled disaster film, and it's about Godzilla, and it's about this new interpretation of Godzilla showing up, and it's about the characters who are adults. They're fully formed characters. They don't have arcs because they don't really need arcs. They're professionals, and this is them dealing with the problem to the best of their abilities. And so that's kind of that's all Shin Godzilla is about these characters reacting to the problem.
Right.
And the Legendary Godzilla film, I think, is a fine film. I think it's fairly successful and it's well made. I genuinely enjoy the film. I wouldn't have seen it 9 times in the theaters if I hadn't.
Right.
But in retrospect, I think that there are just some issues with how it's structured and how it's presented, just structurally and from a script perspective. And I think that, it's Bryan Cranston's a hard act to follow regardless.
Yeah.
I think they really probably should have found a way to keep him as the main character and keep that emotional through line.
Yeah.
Also, I don't know whether or not it's such a good idea to introduce your enemy monster first and then bring in Godzilla, because ideally you would want to bring in, if you're going to have Godzilla be the good guy, you would want to bring in Godzilla first and then have everybody fighting him, but then they realize, there's this other monster that Godzilla is trying to find or something, and that's the really bad threat. And then you can have some moral turmoil between the characters about whether or not Godzilla should be stopped or left to his own devices. That's really how you do a reboot Godzilla where Godzilla is the hero, which is what they did for the script for the Jane DeBont Godzilla from 1994.
Okay.
That was the first version of the TriStar Godzilla.
Oh, okay.
It had Godzilla showing up, but he was showing up because there was this thing coming to Earth to destroy it. And I think that's how you do it. You have Godzilla be front and center in the film.
Because he's been a hero before.
Sure, and you can do that. It's just, I just don't think that playing hide the sausage and keeping him so far back, because it's not Jaws and it's not Aliens. Those are, or Alien rather. Those are great movies, but they're not Godzilla.
Right.
We don't really care about. The Xenomorph is cool because it's scary and we don't see it very often. Jaws is scary and cool, but we don't see him very often, and that's the part of it. Godzilla's not really scary. He's the reason we're there. We want to. That was one thing I wanted more than anything else in the film, was I wanted to drink him in. I just wanted to see him in all of his glory.
Yeah.
And you don't really get to see that. And it's
behind like a building or behind smoke.
And that stuff is all great. It's just, I just wanted a little more just glamour shots of him. But you know what? Again, the movie's fine. I really liked a lot about it, so it's mostly, there's no reason for any film to meet my exacting specification.
And Matt, what are you working on now? Where can people find you at?
Well, if you just Google Matt Franken Godzilla, you'll find my stuff pretty easily. I'm on Twitter and Tumblr and Instagram and DeviantArt if you just Google me, you'll find my stuff. You can follow me on Facebook too.
Okay.
I am working on some pretty big stuff I can't really talk about. It's going to be huge, though. I think it's really exciting. Mm-hmm. I think when Kaiju fans find out about what I'm working on, they're going to lose their collective monkey minds.
Okay.
So hopefully, I hope we'll see. So,
definitely. We'll definitely check it out then.
Thank you.
Thank you for joining us, Matt. It was a
happy
pleasure.
to do it.